2 years after the gore fest that was Eli Roth's Hostel, the director assaulted our senses once more with a sequel, Hostel Part II. And it kicks off with that Hollywood horror trope of killing off the person who survived the first film, which annoys the crap out of me. It's a trope that I'm so over. It does my head in. We go on this horrible journey through darkness with a particular character which they escape from, that is the only high you get from a film like that, only to say, actually, no, everything they went through was for nothing. We're just going to kill them anyway at the start of the next film. Why bother bringing them back if you're just going to do that? If you're not going to have them be instrumental in the new characters and their journey, it annoys me. It's something they do quite a lot in horror movies, and I don't like it. Stop doing that, please. Moving past that, we follow yet another story of 3 people, this time women. First film was 3 guys, this one's 3 girls. They go to they get lured to a Slovakian hostel, which, again, if you've seen the first film, you know what this is. It's practically the same story, it's just a gender swap. What I will say that this film does, that the first film didn't do, is it takes a look at the people on the other side. All the way through the film, we follow these 2 guys who are there to, basically, they're rich guys, they've paid their money to use the hostel to pick who it is they're going to torture. And so while we follow these 3 girls on their journey, we're following them 2 on their inevitable journey. And obviously, at some point, they're going to meet. These guys are going to end up having to choose one of these girls to torture. So it's this impending doom that is kind of making its way towards us. What I like about it, though, is that it does, again, and I said this with the first film, and props to Roth in that regard, I do feel like he maybe knows a little bit about the subject of human trafficking. Given his ties to Hollywood, I just wonder what those associations are. But that aside, the books I've read on human trafficking, there's a lot of stuff that correlates with things that are happening here, particularly with the way the system operates and the way these guys come in and do it. Obviously ramped up again because it's Hollywood, but yeah, it feels like that side of things is handled pretty well, and just the actual what it takes to do that kind of behavior, which obviously is just sick. That side of it is fairly interesting. Everything else, not so much. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole again. Other than that one aspect, this offers nothing that the first film didn't offer us. Although what was being offered wasn't something I particularly wanted to sample. And yeah, the gore is just ramped up even more. The hurt is ramped up. The nastiness of it is ramped up. There's a character played by Heather Matazzaro, and her death scene, and I don't think that's particularly a spoiler to say that she has a death scene. It's kind of pretty obvious when you come to a film like this what's going to happen. You get a bunch of characters that are lined up like 10 pins, and then they're knocked down in brutal fashion. See, my problem with these films is the exploitation side of it. It's like, because human trafficking is an issue that's quite close to the bone for me. It's like, as I say, it's something I did a little bit of kind of campaigning for quite some years ago, and I did a lot of research into, and I just feel like it's a subject you have to touch with sensitivity, and this is definitely not that. This is kind of taking joy in the gory aspects of it, which to me just makes no sense. It makes zero sense. I explained that in the first video, and for the first Hostel, and I can't get on board with that exploitation side of a film like this, given the subject matter. I look at it and I'm like, you know what? There are people in that situation. There are people who have been taken and they're literally killed. and they are killed on camera, and the people who do the killing, you know, they pay for it, and the people who allowed it to happen take the money, and then they take the footage that they filmed and they sell that to other people who are sick in the head who want to watch. So I'm watching this and I'm thinking, you're putting this on screen and you're kind of, look how sick that is, and you're supposed to be entertained by it, but the whole time all I'm thinking is, this happens. You know, this happens to people, and I can't get past that fact. So I'm watching it, I'm just thinking, no, I take no entertainment value from this at all. I want these people to get away, and I know that's not going to happen. It just leaves me feeling nasty by the time I've finished watching it. And that's just how I feel about this whole film. It just leaves me with a really bad taste in my mouth. So yeah, there you go. Let's batter up for Hostel Part 3, I guess. If you want to share your thoughts on Hostel Part 2, please do so down in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video, and until next time, cracking.